Hey, it's Jang here from UltimateRC.com and RCmania.com, the place for toy-grade RC reviews. This is the video to accompany my review of the new Hogs Zero Gravity Car made for the Disney-Pixar films movie Cars 2. This is Finn McMissile. I've previously tested several versions of the Zero Gravity series cars from Hogs, including the Nano, the Real Rides, and the Micro. This one right here is most closely related to the Micro in terms of its size and its construction, but it introduces some newer features. From the Real Ride series, we have turning wheels and tires with working suspension. The reason that is actually a big deal is that these vehicles are not powered by those wheels you see. They're actually powered by these two underneath, these small little silicone capped, very low-key tires. In addition, this particular vehicle has some wheels and tires on the front of it, two of them here, and two more on the back. We'll see what those are for in a minute. Like all of these zero gravity vehicles, these are made to use a fan to create suction underneath of the car to cause it to stick to walls and even ceilings. That vacuum gets sealed in by these thin, almost clear little plastic flaps along the sides, which creates a really strong vacuum in a small space to cause adhesion. Let's look at the controller really quickly. This is pretty standard for Hogs vehicles. On the left, you've got your forward and back. On the right, you've got your left and right. There are trims to make sure that it goes straight when you want it to go straight. And it also has this extra button, which is to put it into wall climbing mode. That turns on and off the suction fan underneath, so you don't have to actually pick up the car to change that. It also has a charging jack built right into it here. As you can see, you just take your car when it's out of batteries and plug in the charging jack from the controller, flip it over to its charge mode, and you never have to change the batteries that are built into the car. You just change the batteries in the controller, and it does all the charging. In normal horizontal driving mode, the vehicle is not very fast by any means, but it has an interesting way of steering. It steers like a tank. It can actually spin in one place without going forward or reverse at all. That's because it has only one wheel and tire, like I showed you earlier, that's actually causing it to move. Those two wheels and tires are independently driven by two different motors. If the surface that you're driving on is really slick, you may have trouble getting traction. Turning on the wall climbing fan helps with that. Here's another thing that it helps with. Watch this. Yep, that just happened. It actually is able to drive from a horizontal surface to a vertical surface. That's what those wheels and tires on the front and rear are for, to actually help it drive up and down. Now you do need a pretty smooth wall surface to do this. If you have a lot of texture on it, like stucco, it's definitely not going to be able to stick. However, fortunately, it doesn't need a perfectly smooth surface. If you look closely, you can see that there are some imperfections here. It's not completely flat, and this car is still able to drive around on it just fine. It'll even make the transition back from vertical to horizontal driving. Once you're on the ground, just turn off the fan. And here's another trick. Wait for it. This is going to require that I actually get involved a little bit, but the Zero Gravity Wall Climber can also drive upside down on a ceiling. Once again, it's got to be a moderately smooth surface, but it doesn't have to be perfect. As always, you can find out more about this vehicle in the full review, which is online right now at RCmania.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.